This week is the 14th week in Ordinary Time. In this week's Gospel, Jesus is teaching in the synagogue, and even though the people there, we're told, were astonished at the outset, they later take offense at him. Our Gospel passage is from Mark's Gospel, chapter 6, verses 1 through 6. Let's take a listen. Jesus departed from there and came to his native place, accompanied by his disciples. When the Sabbath came, he began to teach in the synagogue, and many who heard him were astonished. They said, "Where did this man get all this? What kind of wisdom has been given him? What mighty deeds are wrought by his hands? Is he not the carpenter, the son of Mary, and the brother of James and Joses and Judas and Simon? And are not his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. Jesus said to them, "A prophet is not without honor except in his native place, and among his own kin, and in his own house." So he was not able to perform any mighty deed there, apart from curing a few sick people by laying his hands on them. He was amazed at their lack of faith. This week, I also want to read our second reading from St. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. Let's take a listen. Brothers and sisters, that I, Paul, might not become too elated because of the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, an angel of Satan, to beat me, to keep me from being too elated. 3 times I begged the Lord about this, that it might leave me. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. I will rather boast most gladly of my weaknesses, in order that the power of Christ may dwell with me. Therefore I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and constraints, for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." St. Paul reminds us that we all have our weaknesses. He boasts of them in order that the power of Christ may dwell with him. When he is self-aware, when he knows himself, he knows both his strengths and his weaknesses. He says, "When I am weak, then I am strong." How can we understand that? I believe that when he is honest about his weaknesses, he is humbling himself, and in that position of humility, he can let go of pride and open himself to receive God's grace. He hears Jesus say to him, "My grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness." What lesson is there for us? Perhaps we can take an honest look at our own lives, see where we are weak. Perhaps we can let our weaknesses be the entry point for the Lord's grace to enter our lives. When we are prideful and a bit prejudiced, like the people Jesus encounters in the synagogue, then it is difficult to be open to the free gift, the unearned gift, the unmerited gift of God's grace. It is that grace that will make us strong. Take a look at the Gospel and the second reading for this 14th Sunday. Let the Gospel and all the readings fill your week. It is great to see so many people returning to Mass, so many coming back for the first time. See you in church. Until then, God bless.